Hey guys, happy Monday, happy motivational Monday. Hope you all are doing amazing. Okay, hope everybody's had a good weekend and is having a good Monday. All right, so today I want to talk about the top reasons for infertility. Okay, because and I'm going to say a trigger warning if you're sensitive to topics related to pregnancy, miscarriage or infertility. This may not be the video for you because I know that this is, could be a sensitive topic. So definitely want to say trigger warning before I start. But unfortunately, infertility is on the rise. And if we're keep going down the road that we're going right now, the trajectory is only going to climb even higher. Okay, so I had to do this topic because there's quite a few reasons why infertility is on the rise. So I'm going to touch on the top reasons. It's not going to be a super long video. I truly believe that once people understand, especially women understand like the reasons behind infertility, then they can better, know the steps to take in order to avoid it, you know what I mean? Or at least lower the risk of infertility, because there's so many lifestyle, reasons for infertility. There's so many diet, especially with our current diet and lifestyle trends, it does create a recipe for a lot of health problems, a lot of female health problems, a lot of, things dealing with our reproductive organs. So if women knew about this and knew what's causing, the infertility rates to rise, what's causing infertility, then they can better prepare themselves for later, okay? So shout out to everyone that's in the on the video. Definitely comment live if you're live, and feel free to share this video in case another woman can, in case you have people on your timeline that could benefit from this, okay? So, and I think that as women too, we should be, before we want to conceive, even if it's down the road, you definitely want to, hear what reasons may cause female infertility. They're very important because, like I said, there's so many reasons that can lead to infertility, but some of these are coming from the same root cause, And once we know, like I said, how to address the problem, how to avoid the problem, then we can better know how to what to do to prevent a lot of these things. You can't prevent everything sometimes, but you can, like I said, you can prevent I would say for the majority of us, we can prevent infertility. Okay, so I'm going to address the top reasons for infertility. Hopefully this can help someone out there. Like I said, if you know anybody that could benefit from this video, definitely share that with them, or you can share that, to your timeline. All right. So in case you're watching me live for the first time, hi and welcome. Hi and welcome to everybody on the live. Hope that you guys are doing great. My name is Sasha and I'm a holistic woman wellness coach. What I do is I help women who are struggling with womb health issues engage in everyday healthy habits in order to heal holistically. All right, because the key really is in those everyday healthy habits. Those have an effect on our health and our hormones, okay? So my superpower is really helping women heal their wombs, using holistic methods, heal their wombs, overcome infertility, heal and or reproductive health problems that's interfering with their ability to have a baby or just conceive and live a healthier, happier life, okay? And that's interfering also with their hormonal balance as well, and hormonal health. And I've been blessed with the opportunity to help many women, shrink their fibroids, relieve symptoms, and begin to heal from PCOS, endometriosis, ovarian cysts. I've been able to help many women get their cycles back after not having their cycles for years or months. I've also been able to help women decrease their heavy monthly bleeding, as well as and their painful monthly cramps, as well as heal many health issues, such as IBS, high blood pressure. The list goes on, pre-diabetes, the list really goes on. And I've also helped 3 women completely overcome infertility. About 3 women now. So these women were women that took my 12-week transformation programs, and they were struggling with infertility for years, and they've each, been able to get pregnant. One was struggling with infertility for 4 years, and a couple of these women were suffering from reproductive health issues, okay, and they're all over 35. So that's definitely been a blessing, being able to help women have babies, that's just, I can't even put into words what a blessing that's been. Okay. So I'm really passionate about helping women heal, helping women heal from the inside out, because it's literally putting the power back into our own hands and giving us hope that we can heal ourselves, that we don't have to rely on Western medicine to save us, because for many of us, it hasn't served us well, relying on Western medicine, because they're just managing the symptoms, and holistic methods, for most of us have benefited us greatly. Okay, so I'm really love what I do and love helping women, from the inside out get healthy. All right, so let's get into the topic. So go ahead, like I said, go ahead and share this live if you have not already. All right. I do want to I put a trigger warning in the beginning just in case anybody's sensitive to these type of topics. So I do want to say this. It is estimated that about 15% of couples are considered infertile in the U.S. Okay, that's 15% of couples that are reproductive ages. So, and that could be from the man's side or the woman's side. About 40 to 50% of the time it is from the man's side. And I think that we forget that sometimes. But I'm going to address female infertility today. All right. So number one is hormonal imbalances. All right. So a hormonal imbalance occurs when the human body has too much, too little, or just an out of sync hormone or hormone production. Okay. That are important for regulating the bodily functions. Okay. So I always say this, the hormones in your body, like our hormones affect everything in our body. They affect all our bodily functions. So when they're out of balance, we're also too out of balance. We feel that, we experience symptoms, and one of those symptoms can be infertility. Okay, your hormonal balance is very important when it comes to getting pregnant. It's very important when it comes to conceiving. It's very important when it comes to having a healthy baby as well. Very, very, very important. So that is why I'm always talking about hormonal balance, because it is really, really, really important. And women should want to reach optimum hormonal balance, like whether, I don't care if you're 18 or 80, like it is very, very, very important for us to get to that point, because when it comes to your body's not going to function the way it's supposed to or made to when your hormones are out of whack, when they're out of balance. So having the proper, balance of hormones is essential for, regulating your reproductive cycles, for having healthy periods, for other things such as the ovulation process, such as, the whole, conception process as well. Very, very, very important. So it's definitely, if your hormones are out of whack, you definitely want to address those. Like, they play a pivotal role in female reproduction, your hormones, very, very important role. So when these hormones, and particularly the hormones that affect our menstrual cycle, those are the hormones typically that play the biggest role when it comes to, pregnancy, when it comes to, fertility. So an absence or, a regular, like, let's say, quantity of hormones can delay or prevent pregnancy. I don't want to say prevent, but can delay pregnancy. Okay, it can make it a little bit harder to get pregnant if your hormones are, let's say they're out of sync. You know what I mean? They're irregular. So it's really important, and it can make pregnancy very difficult to achieve. So hormonal imbalance, unfortunately, is not diagnosed until, you're at the point a lot of times where you want to get pregnant. That's the horrible part. When it comes to hormonal balance, a lot of doctors don't even test for that. They don't even, ask questions to make sure our hormones are in balance before we actually want to get pregnant. And a lot of us are not even concerned with our hormones until it's time to get pregnant. So that is wherein lies the problem. So we have to care about our hormonal balance even from puberty, I don't want to say from puberty, but until, since you get your first cycle until you're 80, until you leave this earth. That's how much you should care about your hormonal balance. It's very, very important. You should care about it your whole life, pretty much your whole life. You don't want to wait until it's time to get pregnant in order to care about it, because it's not saying that it's too late, but there's, what about those other years you were dealing with, painful cramps and, difficult cycles that you just ignored your hormones and you didn't. And it's not 100% our fault a lot of times, because the doctors don't tell us this is causing an issue. This is causing a problem. That's the unfortunate part of it all. Yes, we cannot wait until we're at the point where we want to, we want to get pregnant. Until we're diagnosed with something, to start caring about our hormones. We have to always care about our hormones. Every day is a new day for you to achieve optimum hormonal balance. So are you doing your part to achieve that? Very, very important, guys. Very, very important. And if you're struggling with achieving hormonal balance and knowing the whole process, the step-by-step process on how to achieve that, I definitely And I definitely highly recommend you get into my womb wellness workshop, because we're going to cover how to get your hormones back in balance, how to reset, restore your hormonal health, which is very important to your overall health. Okay, your hormones affect your whole body, not just, you know, not even just your cycles, not just your fertility. It affects your whole body. So it's very important that those things stay in balance. You know, your hormones stay in balance. Okay. So if you're interested, and the link is in my caption for my womb wellness workshop. So I'm really excited about it. It's actually next week, November 1st. So it's in 7 days. All right. So number 2, I wanted to talk about PCOS. And I talked about it, you know, I went in depth about PCOS on Saturday. I did a live on that. So if you have not checked that out, go ahead and check that out. It's also on my YouTube. I put that on my YouTube as well. But PCOS is one of the top reasons for infertility, and that is because in PCOS, we know it comes from having your hormones are out of balance. And when you have PCOS, your hormones are out of whack. You know, it's one of the most common causes of infertility according to the CDC. Okay, so the condition is literally caused by hormonal imbalance, and one of the most common reproductive health issues. Okay, it affects about 1 in 10 women worldwide. So it is, it's pretty common. You know, a lot of women are experiencing PCOS, and a lot of women don't even know that they have PCOS, because sometimes it takes doctors a while to diagnose women with PCOS. I've heard women go decades without being diagnosed, you know, and they've been dealing with this PCOS symptoms since they've been teenagers, unfortunately. So it's a common condition. It affects your hormones. It causes irregular menstrual cycles. Things like, you know, excessive hair growth. These are some of the symptoms in places that hair is not supposed to grow in. For example, facial hair, you know, chest, back. It causes sometimes acne as well. Women with PCOS are also at higher risk for other health issues, such as, you know, heart attacks, diabetes, high blood pressure. So it also affects other areas of your body, not just your reproductive organs. So it's really, really, really serious. PCOS is very, very serious. So very important that if you do have PCOS, for you to use holistic methods to heal this. I know that is not the popular, you know, I would say the popular treatment people usually go through, but it's so important for you if you want to heal from the inside out, if you want to get to the root cause of the problem, which most of us should be wanting to do. You definitely want to, adopt a holistic treatment plan in healing PCOS and any of these reproductive health issues. That's going to serve you the best, instead of just managing the symptoms. You know, you want to get to the root of the problem. You know, get a holistic treatment plan, which is what I do for my clients, you know, and what I'm going to do also in the womb wellness workshop as well. You know, it's really, really important. That could look different for every single woman, you know, because every woman is experiencing different different symptoms, and, you know, there's different reasons why they are having hormonal imbalances. Every woman is different. So it can be individualized, the treatment, you know, at times. So that PCOS is definitely, you know, a cause for concern, because a lot of women, like I said, a lot of women suffer from this, and it does create a lot of, you know, not so great side effects. I mean, you know, not so great symptoms. But here's the thing, all these reproductive health issues can be healed naturally, holistically. So, you know, all of them. So as somebody that works with women with PCOS, it can be healed. And you can have, like I said, you can get to a point where it is also a lot more manageable. And that should be your goal, is to heal from the inside out. You know, there's a lot of things that doctors may say that you cannot heal, and that's not true. Like, for example, they say that you can't shrink fibroids. Well, you know, I, you know, definitely proved them wrong on that one, you know, in my life. And I also, you know, many of my clients I've helped many of my clients shrink their fibroids as well. So, you know, don't just give up hope and think that you're just subject to having all these reproductive health issues. You just been diagnosed with it, and that's just going to have to be something you have to deal with for the rest of your life. That is not true. You don't have to deal with that for the rest of your life. You can get to the root of the problem, and you can heal from it. Okay, but it takes a commitment. It takes, you know, it also takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't just take one herb and expect to heal from it. No, it takes a commitment. It takes a series lifestyle changes, not one, not two, a series, okay? And that could differ from person to person depending on what they're dealing with. So, just want to make that point, all right? So I also want to talk about endometriosis, which is another condition that, that could cause, infertility, okay? Another top reason for infertility. So endometriosis, which I will do a whole video on endometriosis later on this week. So if you're not on my email list, click the link in my bio, get in my email list so you can know when I'm doing these videos, okay? But endometriosis is a condition where the lining of the uterus grows in other areas of the body that's not supposed to, not supposed to be there, so the lining that's supposed to be, that lines the uterus grows in outside the uterus, maybe behind the uterus, attaches to the fallopian tubes, or ovaries or other areas of the body. And it creates the development of scar tissue, and it creates lots of problems. It can even create lots of pain, and it can make the whole conception process, like I said, it make it more difficult to get pregnant depending on where, that tissue is developing, that scar tissue is developing in. So it could really cause problems in the body, and it's triggered. It's triggered by estrogenic foods and just inflammation and all that stuff. It can really disrupt the whole process, the natural ovulation process. It can block your fallopian tubes, disrupt implantation, and cause inflammation in your pelvis, which can be painful. For some women, endometriosis is very, very, very painful. So it can also alter the quality of your eggs. Okay, so it can be very scary, like I said, and just like anything else, these issues can be healed naturally. Okay, just like any other reproductive health issue. I don't care how bad it is and how long it's gone on. So though these issues, like I said, that I'm naming, they're pretty serious issues and they can cause infertility, I don't ever want anybody to think that you're subject to having these issues for the rest of your life, because that is not true. Okay, so number 4, I want to talk about having an unhealthy amount of weight on you, having an excess amount of weight on you. This is another reason that can cause infertility. This reason is not talked about a lot, and it's not a comfortable conversation that a lot of people want to have. But when you are, considered overweight or considered obese, and sometimes in certain communities, it is normal to kind of be overweight, and we don't really realize that, hey, we may be carrying a little bit extra weight that is more than we should be carrying, right? So, but that means that you have a higher risk of being able to, conceive. Not saying that you're not going to be able to conceive, but it's just a risk of, that you may carry, because what happens is those fat cells, those extra fat cells, they do produce estrogen, and when you are overweight, when you're producing excess estrogen, that's going to lead to elevated levels of estrogen in your body. So being overweight can cause many of your hormones to have higher levels of hormones than you should. Some of your hormones to be a little bit higher than you should, and that in itself creates an off balance, creates an imbalance. So your weight does have an effect on the amount of estrogen in your body as well. So that can lead to elevated levels of leptin, of estrogen, and that's just something you don't want to deal with, right? Because like I always say, having an excess amount of estrogen comes with so many detrimental health issues. Like I said, your hormones being out of balance comes with tons of health issues, but especially when it comes to your estrogen levels, okay? It impacts your ovulation process, your periods, you know what I mean? Your quality of life. It can even, if you let it to get out of hand for too long, it can even lead to breast cancer, because breast cancer is estrogenic cancer. Okay, so very important to get your estrogen levels under control, get your weight under control. Your weight does matter, your diet matters, your lifestyle. These things matter to your hormonal health, to your infertility health as well. They do matter, contrary to popular belief. Okay, so it's very, very, very important to get all those things out of control. And if you're eating in a way that is, conducive to the health of your womb, then you're not going to worry about being overweight, because that, if you're eating the way you're supposed to be eating, then that's not going to be a factor. The weight will come off, naturally. It's going to happen. When your hormones are balanced, the weight will come off. It just happens like this. So very, very important. So for the women that are experiencing any of these conditions, infertility, heavy bleeding, elevated levels of estrogen, PCOS, endometriosis, menopausal symptoms, perimenopausal symptoms, blocked tubes, or infertility, or any other, reproductive health problem, I'm exclusively want to invite you to my womb wellness workshop, which is happening next week. In 1 week, I'll be having November 1st through the November 3rd, I'll be having a womb wellness workshop. And it's going to be for 3 days on Zoom. And I'm going to be helping you ladies, heal your wombs, eradicate all your reproductive health issues, teaching you how to do it step by step, eradicate, step by step on how to eradicate all the health issues, how to get to the root of the problem, so you're not just dealing with the symptoms for the rest of your life. How to get to the root of the problem and heal, okay, naturally, using only holistic methods, no birth control, no surgeries, none of that stuff. So if you're interested in healing your womb, learning how to do it with holistic methods, get into this workshop. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm super excited for it. Okay, I'm going to be doing 1 hour of Q&A each night of the workshop. It's going to be last about 1 hour of Q&A, and then of course I'll do 1 hour of training. So I'll literally be helping each and every single woman on the on the Zoom call, okay? And it's gonna be interactive. I can talk back and forth with you guys. That's why I'm so excited that's gonna be on Zoom, okay? And it's really, really, really something that you definitely wanna be a part of, whether, you're suffering from these issues, or maybe you have a daughter suffering from these issues, or somebody close to you suffering from these issues. It is women only, because I wanted to make it a safe space. So it's gonna be limited capacity, because like I said, I wanted to be able to help each and every single woman on the Zoom. And I wanted to be like, a safe space. So I had to make it limited capacity. So if you have not joined yet, go ahead and click the link in my caption, join the Womb Wellness Workshop. It is going to be amazing, an amazing workshop, okay? It comes with a womb wellness grocery shopping list. It comes with a womb wellness meal plan, and it also comes with 6 hours. You get 6 hours of the replays of the workshop, as well as an hour of Q&A each and every single night of the workshop, okay? So it's only in 1 week. Register now, because in case you forget. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions on the workshop, or any questions about working with me in general, feel free to send me a DM. All right, hope that you all have an amazing rest of your week. I'll actually be back on Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join the email list, click the link in my caption, join the email list, so you can make sure that you know what topics I'm doing each night. All right. So love y'all. See y'all later. See you guys Wednesday, 7:15, and make sure you register for the Womb Wellness Workshop. All right. Bye guys.